At this time, we will proceed to the first round of questioning for our nominees before the committee. Ms. Combs, let me start with you. I can't ever have discussions with my colleagues from Texas before we start talking about the size of our respective states. But one of the things that is very unique between the two is, and I'm always very envious when I think of Texas, is most of the lands in Texas are not held under federal ownership, unlike Alaska, where some 63% are under federal management. And we say a lot back home that the Department of Interior is effectively our landlord. One of the things that I think made Secretary Zinke's visit so positive back home was he said, I don't think I like the landlord description, I like the partner description. And we would certainly hope that you adopt that same view and perspective. But truly, your challenge, one of them, as I see it, is to oversee the management of over 245 million surface acres, over 700 million acres of subsurface mineral estate. Over 1/5 of it is in my state, which again means that even some seemingly simple decisions made here in Washington have a great deal of impact on us. So give me just very, very quickly your view, your understanding of the role between state and local governments as well as other stakeholders in terms of the role of management on our public lands, because this is important to us in a host of different levels. So if you can speak to that aspect of your role as well as what it means from the permitting process and how states like Alaska can most effectively access some of the resources that are on our lands.
Thank you, Senator, for that question. I'm going to reuse the word partner, and I think you add to that collaboration and conversation, and I think the picture you laid out of the amount of land that you have, that you obviously would like to see used and maintained and having access to. Secretary Zinke has talked about responsible use and also engaging with partnerships. So whether it is tribal communities or whether it is cities and counties, local governments, I certainly believe in that. I have used that collaborative approach on the endangered species issues I referred to in my opening remarks. But I think that the issue I'm also aware of from your staff is about the transfer of some lands and the selection process. And that is something I very much am eager to help you and Secretary Zinke move that forward. I know it's been quite a long time, so thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. And there's a recognition that there's been a lot of promises that have been made to Alaska on statehood and to Alaskans, whether they be Alaska Native veterans or Native allotments, promises made that have yet to be delivered on. So we look forward to working with you on that. I want to ask a question about the Arctic Energy Office, and this is for you, Mr. DeBar and Mr. Menzies. Right now, in the appropriations markup going on with energy and water, the bill includes language that we included that supports a renewed focus on the Arctic region, and it encourages the Energy Department as a cross-cutting activity to use the Arctic Energy Office as a centralized area to support the use of energy resources and innovative activities. So I'm looking for a commitment from you gentlemen to come to Alaska to see the opportunities that we have to produce the energy, our need for affordable energy, but also how the focus on the Arctic and the utilization of the Arctic Energy Office can continue. Mr. Menzies, do you want to comment to that?
Thank you very much for that question. That was precisely one of the questions that we talked about with your staff, and we appreciate very much making your staff available to us. But we discussed at length the office, the needs of the Alaskans. And indeed, you have my commitment that should I be confirmed, that we will look very seriously at that and work with Congress to ensure that we have adequate resources to reestablish that office, as I think it had been in existence before.
Correct. Appreciate that. Mr. DeBar?
Thank you, Senator, for the question. I have a reasonable amount of experience with Arctic energy issues. I fully appreciate, in particular, remote villages that have a harder access to energy and the importance of that, and the amount that technology could improve the opportunity for energy. I welcome the opportunity to visit your state again, hopefully this time above the surface of the water.
We look forward to that as well. Senator Cantwell.